Hi, my name is Jennifer Bush, and this is my testimony. I would like to start off with a verse from Matthew 18:12, and it goes, "What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the hills and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly, I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish." Ever since I was a young child, and throughout all of my years, I've had this vision in my head of me standing before a large crowd giving my testament and sharing my story. This was to be a story that everyone just had to hear because it would forever change their lives. I used to joke with God about this and tell him he really screwed that plan up because I definitely was the wrong person for the job. The only way to describe the life I once lived was one full of darkness, deceit, anger, addiction, abuse, and just absolute hatred. I lived this way for the majority of my life. In 2009, I ended up severely sick, pregnant, on drugs, and I lost my desire to live. The worst part about that was that I was okay with the fact that I had given up on my life and accepted the fact that I was dying. And quite honestly, I didn't care which way I went, either up or down. It was just a waiting game till the MRSA or the other infections that were ravishing my body would finally take my life. Miraculously, I received a phone call on my cell phone, which had no charge on it for 2 weeks. Um, and when I got this phone call, it was telling me that my mother had passed away. Uh, it was this phone call that ended up saving my life. I went to the hospital and I found out that I would have been dead within 2 days. Within 2 days, if I lasted that long, and that I had not one but two little girls growing inside of me. I was furious with God. He took everything I had, and then he's going to do this. I wanted everything my way, and nothing was. So where was this God at now? Funny thing is, though, when I think back to the 3 months I spent in the hospital, I remember there always being a Bible sitting right there next to me. I will never forget when one of the doctors turned to me and said, "The Lord had his hand wrapped around these babies." And at that time, those words really meant nothing to me till I came to know who the Lord really was. It wasn't until just recently, when again my whole world came crashing down upon me, that I truly found Jesus. My daughters, who are now 4, would beg me to go to church every day. Then one night, Kiara came to me and she said, "Mommy, will you read from the Jesus book?" So I took out the Bible and I flipped open to the book of Ecclesiastes. And I looked at it and I had never even heard of it, couldn't even pronounce it, and still can't sometimes, but I started to read it out loud. And I just kept reading. And I read it all the way to the end. And it was at that exact moment that I decided to hand my life over to God. I decided to hand all my troubles, my worries, just everything over to the Lord. And it was absolutely amazing because the blessings and experiences that occurred soon after, some that weren't even humanly possible, God brought them to pass. And I stood there in the midst of a storm in total peace, joy, love, and faith, knowing and believing that everything will be all right. I feel his warmth and his light just radiating through my whole being and shining out of me like a beacon in the night. to comfort those who are lost or weary. And I just want to shout from the rooftops, and I want to shout to you, do you know my Father? Do you know who Jesus is? For I am that lost sheep. I'm that lost sheep that he went after and he found.